Good morning, family, and welcome to what I'm calling the routine. This is Dr. B, and for the next 365 days, we're going to do this together. And we're not going to do it perfectly, but we are going to do it consistently. You know, we all talk about wanting a routine. We talk about discipline, consistency, faith, growth, but most of us don't actually have a routine that we can return to every single day. This isn't going to be me teaching you from the outside. This is me committing to becoming with you. So if you hang with me for 30 days, you'll build a powerful habit. If you hang with me for 90 days, it will change your life. But if you hang with me for all 365 days, your life will never be the same. And that, my friend, is a complete promise. As people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. No, we have to be intentional. And for the next 365 days, if you join me, this is how we will start our day. We will wake up on purpose. We will protect our focus. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, computers, etc. until we are done here. We will hydrate immediately. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our connection and our identity through a short devotional. We will focus on our gratitude. We will set our intention for the day. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will make and keep at least one promise to ourselves. And at some point today, we will move our body, not together, but you can do exercise, you can get it done. So now listen, if you're just finding us today, whether it's day 1 or day 200, you're right on time. These days don't build on each other, but each one stands on its own, and it's about consistency. And I understand because of the time zone, we're doing it at 6:30 Mountain Time, but whatever, you might have kids, you might have work and a real life. You may not always be able to join us live, and that's okay. If you need to, you can always watch the recording from the day before and do this routine earlier in your day if that's what it takes. It's live is obviously more powerful, but the recording still works. And that's what matters, is that you spend this time intentionally. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to show up. Welcome to the routine. Let's become together. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's go. All right. What amazing, awesome, just incredible day it is today. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And I'm so excited to wake up this morning. It snowed here yesterday. I've been complaining about having no snow, and now there's a lot of snow, and I actually had to shovel. Oh my gosh, but I was so excited to be outside. Yesterday we talked about being still and being quiet. And I was able to go out there and be still and be quiet. So it was so cool to be able to do snow falling on my face. It was amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And so today, if you guys are ready, let's begin with our breathing. So plant your feet on the floor if you can. And let's take a big, deep breath in. That's how we start our day. We wake up on purpose. What does that mean? It means we wake up because we have intention for our day. One of our intentions is that we protect our focus. We don't start out with the world's noise. We start out with our internal noise. What does that mean? It means no devices, no screens, no television. No papers to read. Not that anybody reads the paper anymore. The world's outside noise is beyond us today. We don't know what's going on other than in our home. We're going to hydrate immediately as soon as we're done doing our breathing. Hope you got your glasses of water ready to go. I was telling somebody yesterday, funniest part is sometimes I can see when people jump on here, and whenever I'm breathing, they jump off. I don't know why they don't want to breathe. I guess they figure, well, I'm breathing already. Why do I need to take some extra breaths? If they only knew what it did for their bodies. We create stillness through our breathing. We calm ourselves. We eliminate our distractions, or at least the time we're breathing. Today we'll do a short devotional. Yesterday we talked about stillness. What are you thankful for this morning? Right now I hear the heater that just continues to work year after year, day after day, week after week, month after month. It's cold outside. I don't have to go gather wood. So grateful. Turn on a switch and heat shows up. We're going to affirm our day. Man, these affirmations are in my mind every day. We're on day 66 today. 66 days of affirmations that I see happening in my life all the time. Who are you going to connect with today? What promise are you going to keep to yourself? What exercise are you going to do? I'm going to have to go to the gym today or use a chair. I don't want to go outside. I'll probably use a chair. So cool. I can use this computer to check on my money and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do. All right, let's grab our water. Let's drink our water, 12 ounces. Twice during our routine. Maybe you even have more. All right, so let's jump into our devotional. And today is day 66. My note to put it on the screen. That is for me so that you can see it. And so you're like, why does it say put on the screen? Because that's what I have to do for you to see it. And I'm going to jump this to 125% so you can even see it better. And today the title is Giving from Empty Made Me Better. Giving from empty made me better. The verse today, my cup overflows, and that's from Psalms 23:5. Fill me before I give. One of the things is that we tell everybody, well, you need to serve and you need to be out there and you need to make sure that that is your attitude and be present. And it's really hard to do that if you don't have anything in you to give. If you don't have it within you, because life and whatever's happened has taken on so much stress, it's drained you. Sometimes we give to the point where we serve to the point where we're so drained, we're exhausted, and we don't have a lot to give. And so we ask God now to fill me before I give. You cannot pour from emptiness without resentment forming. And that's what happens as you begin to say, why? I know when I worked at the university, I worked at a Christian university, and they used to, I don't know, just maybe it was the mentality of some people or some department heads. I don't know if it was the value of the university. As a student there, it was the most amazing place to ever go. As an employee, there would be times where you spent the whole day there, and I was a track coach, so I would spend a day there teaching, and then I would coach, or I coached before and then go do my classes at night. And then they would say, well, we have this thing that you need to go to, and I need you to be there.
And we say, well, is this something you're paying because my family's important? And they say no. And then the guilt was, well, if you really love the Lord, they would make a joke out of it. If you really love Jesus, then you would be there. And that's not how God intended it. You don't serve out of guilt. You serve out of a gift. You serve out of because you want to. You serve out of because your cup, your body, your influence is so full that you can't help but pour it out. I think about times where I don't believe that I was created to consume. I believe I was created to contribute. But in order to contribute, I have to have something in me to contribute. And if that's all been drained out of me, then I don't have anything. So no, I don't believe, hey, oh yeah, all I'm supposed to do is get up every morning and consume. But at the same time, so let me give you an example here. Someone who served consistently without refilling began resenting the very people they once loved. You cannot help when you're empty is resenting somebody asking you to do something that goes beyond your capacity. That doesn't mean we don't need to create our capacity and increase our capacity and have more to be able to give, but we have to know our limits. How do you know your limits? You pray about it. You say, God, is this something that I should be doing right now? Is this something that I should be contributing into right now? In the season that you have me in and how you're having me live boldly in my purpose and what my purpose is this other thing something that is part of my season right now, or do you have something else great for me? There was a season when I kept saying yes, 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 yes. And yes needs to be yes to request, yes to opportunities. It looked generous from the outside, but internally I was thinning out. I started noticing frustration creeping in, not because people were demanding, but because I was just simply depleted. We talk about this often in the last 66 days is sometimes you have to subtract the gain. So one day I had to admit I was giving from empty. And when I began to prioritize time with God, not as preparation for what I needed to work on, but as nourishment for my soul. It's one of the reasons I ask every day that we put down our distractions, that we don't figure out what the world needs from us. The world noise needs from us right now. What we do is we figure out, okay, what does God need from me right now? That's why we do this. That's why we're in this space. Then we can prioritize what we're going to do and what we're not to. Because God, not as preparation for work, but as nourishment for my soul. Everything shifted. Service became joy instead of an obligation. Service became joy again. I couldn't wait to do it. I can't wait to go out and serve people, but in the way that it fits into my giftedness, into my purpose. There was a time when I was at church and I was the sound guy and I was working the soundboard for all the services. And back in those days, we had to make tapes and we recorded the service and then we had to run out and put them in the tape duplicating machine so that we could sell them after service. I enjoyed doing that. That was fun. But if you ask me to sit up there at the soundboard today, that's not where God asked me. That's not where I need to serve. But yet some people would ask me to come back there. Can you come do it? We need somebody this week. Well, the somebody that you need this week just doesn't happen to be me. Don't let them guilt you out of doing it. It doesn't have to be you that does those things. So the heart connection for that today is overflow feels different than obligation. Overflow feels different than obligation. Because overflow means I have it to give it. Obligation says I may be empty and can't do it. So the invitation for today is, are you giving from fullness or are you giving from fatigue? So practice, do something this week that restores you, not just others. Do something this week that restores you and puts you in the place where God can use you to be an answer to somebody else's prayer. So Lord, fill me so I can give freely. Lord, fill me so that I may give freely. And so the blessing for today is, may you live your life today, tomorrow, and every day from overflow. That is the blessing that I want you to have 4 today. All right, so let's jump back into some breathing. And then we're going to go in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Oh, please do this with me. Fill your belly full of oxygen. Talked about overflow just a minute ago, right? We need to have more oxygen in our bodies, in our cells than we need. I guess a person with asthma would be trying to breathe from obligation. I have to stay alive. I got to figure out how to get a breath in. Now we're deciding to take in extra oxygen. We're filling those bellies up. Those bellies are becoming so big. Even if you're going to leave me and not finish this, do the breath work. You breathe through your nose, I believe it goes to your brain faster. The extra oxygen and water allows you to work your right side of your brain and your left side of the brain. The right hemisphere, the left hemisphere. Your logic and your creativeness. Your whole entire brain. Just up a little bit. Okay, let's do 3 more. And then we'll drink some water. We are filling our tanks today so that we can be a blessing to others. All right, let's look into our gratitude today. We got to drink for water first. Drink your water, 12 ounces. We opened up those cells. Put all that action in the cells so that we can pour in the nutrients. The thing we say every single day is we're going to hydrate. We are going to hydrate before we caffeinate. That was so important to do. So I'm going to actually show my gratitude journal today. And so this is day 66, life and health. Thank you for breath, mobility, mental sharpness, and emotional regulation. I thank you for the immune system strength, digestion, muscle function, and neural coordination. I thank you for that my right brain and my left brain all work together, that I'm able to take in the right foods today, that I'm not tempted by some of the things that I know I should not be putting in my body. I'll be 61 next week, and when I think about my age and the things I put in my body, the donuts and the things and the sugar that I would put in every single morning just don't work for my body today. And I'm so thankful that I realize that, and then I can nourish my body with the things that I truly know I need. For my family and my relationships, I thank you for the shared growth and the honest conversations. I thank you for my wife and my kids and my grandkids and my aunts and my uncles. But I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for the people that I get to interact with today. When I say in my affirmations that I make meaningful connections every single day. That is so true in my life. And intentionally, I try to make sure that those meaningful connections, and I'm just so thankful that those folks are around, that those folks love me enough to allow me to be present with them. I'm thankful for my family and community. Thank you for showing me today how to bring calm, strength into even one confirmation. I'm thankful for my provision. Thank you for the access to opportunities and the stability. I thanked you earlier. I was so thankful this morning for the heat that shows up. for the cars that I get to drive, for the restaurants that I get to eat in, for the people that I get to spend time with. I'm thankful that you provided me of my fingers that work and my toes that work and the ability to walk. The things that you give me on a daily basis that allow me to be able to go out and live your purpose. I thank you for my finances. I thank you for financial wisdom and that's gained through both wins and mistakes, and that I have the ability to even have a bank account, that I have the ability to earn money that will allow me to not only sustain my life, but give to others. I thank you for purpose and impact in a way that is just incredible. I thank you for the purpose and the impact that expresses in repetitiveness, which expresses in consistency. That would allow us to do this for 66 days today in order to say, hey, we got 390 or 298 more to go. As we try to impact the world. I thank you for the influence. I thank you for showing me today how to model integrity clearly. I thank you for this day and the opportunity to raise my standards again. I thank you that I get to walk in favor. And I want to jump into walking in favor because I have so much time doing. Let's see, where are you at? Oh no, that's the prayer. So where's my walk in favor? Oh no, we can't. That disappeared on me all of a sudden. All right, so we are going to get that. This is our prayer we're going to do later, but let's go ahead and do our affirmations, and then I will find our walking in the presence of God. I don't know. Well, let me just do this so since you can see it right now. If you ever need to do this, if you need to go to the routine.live, and everything is here that I do on a daily morning thing. So of course it takes a minute to come up. So all of these things are here. Why we're doing what we're doing, the promise that we're doing, and if you go here, the flow that we do every day. So today, tomorrow, and for the rest of my life, that number 4 there is I will walk in the favor of God for my health, for my finances, for my business. So dear Lord, give me, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so not only I can see it, but you can see it as well. So dear Lord, give me the wisdom to do the things you put me on this earth to do in a way that pleases you and serves others. And then I want you to say these with me today, tomorrow, and for the rest of my life. Now, if it doesn't apply to you because you don't have grandkids, then put something else in that section that applies to you. So, but today, tomorrow, and for the rest of my life, I will walk in the favor of God in my health. I will walk in the favor of God in my finances. And I'm so thankful that I get to walk in his favor because he said that I could. I walk in the favor of my business. I walk in the favor of God in my marriage. I walk in the favor of God in my key relationships. I walk in the favor of God in my ministry. I walk in the favor of God with my children. I walk in the favor of God with my grandchildren. I walk in the favor of God with my debt elimination. I walk in the favor of God with my credit and creditors. I walk in the favor of God with my loans and my applications. I walk in the favor of God in my service to others. I walk in the favor of God with my leaders. I walk in the favor of God with my investors. I walk in the favor of God with my mentors and my coaches. I walk in the favor of God with my new projects. I get to walk in the favor of God with my team. I walk in the favor of God with those who work with me, for me, and whether they're paid or volunteer, I walk in the favor with those who do. Today and every day, I walk in the favor of God, talk in the favor of God, and operate in the favor of God. The favor of God on my life changes for me rules, regulations, and policies, and the way that I look at them, because the favor of God is on me. It surrounds me and it covers those who are close to me, those who are listening to me. The favor of God surrounds you right now. It is in this very area of my life that, and for the rest of my life, this day I expect favor. I live favor. I anticipate favor. The time for favor is now. Right now, and we say, oh Lord, that you would bless me and enlarge our territory. Let your hand be with me and keep me from harm so that I may be free from pain. All right, now we will go into our affirmations. Oh, when I think about our affirmations in the every single day this morning, I was just thinking how these are in my head all day long. And I hope they're with you as you're saying them too. Because when that things are actually happening, then you go, wait a minute, I've been saying that for 60 days. Maybe that's why it's happening. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose, oh, I get to say that sometimes when the pressure starts building up. I'm like, no, I'm just going to be present right now, right here, today. Oh my gosh. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I am consistent and not perfect. I am consistent, but absolutely not perfect. I listen before I react. I try to listen before I act, but the affirmation is I am going to listen before I react. I have been so much better at doing that this year because it's in my mind when somebody's talking. Oh man, I got to listen before he say something. I got to listen before he say something because I listen before I react. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I hope you guys are saying this with me and they're part of your life. I build trust in my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I attract unlimited wealth because I give extraordinary value. I attract unlimited wealth because I give extraordinary value. I attract unlimited wealth because I give extraordinary value. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. And what I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I wake up on purpose and live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I protect my focus and guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. It's amazing how much easier it is when you have discipline in your life to believe in yourself. So I choose discipline as an act of self-respect. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and I speak life into myself and to others. I speak life into myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I keep to myself. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I make meaningful connections every day. I talked about it this morning in devotional, and I do it today and all day, every single day. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I take responsibility for who I'm becoming. I take responsibility for who I'm becoming. I take responsibility for who I'm becoming. I don't let anybody put that on me. Yes, I am right where I am supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be, right here, right now, today, in order to become who God made me to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. God has already placed me right here, right now, today, and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me. God has already placed you, but you're saying God has already placed me, and He is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. Hey, everything works out for me because I direct my thought. Everything works out for me because I refuse drift and distractions. Everything works out for me because that is the person I become. People ask, why does everything work out for you? It's because I direct my thoughts. It's because I refuse drift. It's because that is the person that I have become. It's not fair that everything's working out for you. Well, it's because that I direct my thoughts. It's because I refuse drift. It's because that I am the person, because that is the person I have actually become. And I also get to live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance. There is no lacks. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance. There is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. And I get to count it all joy, knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill his purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy, knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill his purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy, knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and to fulfill his purpose in me. All right, let's jump into our word of the day. Here we go, word of the day. And here we go. Today, the word, because yesterday was discipline and today is patience. And so let's switch the music over. Patience is trusting for process without rushing the outcome. Trusting the process without rushing the outcome. I planted seeds and wanted fruit the next morning. How fast do we want it in this generation? I need it now. I want a golden goose and I want it now. I don't know if you've ever saw Charlie and Chocolate Factory, but that's one of my favorite things to say to the kids when they're asking and they don't have any patience. Because I planted seeds and wanted fruit the next morning. Growth rarely works that way. There have been seasons then when progress felt invisible. It felt like it wasn't going to happen. It felt like I can't do this anymore. And impatience tempted me to change directions too quickly. And in this context of patience, I'm talking about the times when we start something. One of our affirmations is, I finish what I start. I just don't need to finish it in 1 hour. I need to finish it and then I need to grow with it and I sit with it. And then the things that we talk about, like sitting in the silence and making sure that we are ready, make sure that we are rested, that we have something to give. That's all part of being patient. There have been seasons when progress felt invisible and patience tempted me to change direction quickly. Patience taught me that timing absolutely matters. And here's the crazy thing about God timing is it's mostly in God's timing. It's when we are ready. They say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, sometimes you're not ready. There's some alignment things that need to happen in your life before you're ready to do the things that maybe God has put you on this planet to do in the way that you want to do it. And you have to have the patience to grow through it. You have to have the patience to meet with the mentors. You have to have the patience that it's not going to happen all day tomorrow. What can you do? You can be in the presence with other people. You can be in the presence of others. You can begin to work through that process. Because when I stayed steady instead of reactive, results matured naturally. Patience protects long-term vision from short-term frustration. It doesn't mean that you don't do things. It doesn't mean you don't try things. It doesn't mean you don't risk things. It means that you just have to be patient in your mind through the process, that God is going to do what he said he's going to do in your life. Because my friends, you are absolutely enough. And enough means that you have everything that you need inside you today, right now, in order to be and do what God asked you to do. But today he might want you just to sit. He might want you just to watch. He might want you just to experience it from somebody else's eyes before you go do it yourself. But he's got great plans for you. You were born for greatness, and the greatness inside you is going to come out. I just want you to be patient. I want you to be patient. I want you to be patient. I don't want you to pray for patience, because there's going to be challenges and things that are come there. That's the one thing people tell me, don't say, God, make me more patient. Make me still, no. Just say, God, oh, that's so funny. When you just because life will hit you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're going to create patience because you're going to have to be. Oh my gosh, but we want you where you want to be. Kind of like that overflow. It's really hard to be patient when you need so much because you need it right now. But just know that you are right where you're supposed to be. And so whoever you're going to connect with today, maybe today is your day where you're helping somebody else with patience, where you're feeding into somebody's life and they come up to you and they say, I don't know why it's not happening. I've been doing all the work. I've been trying. I'm not a slacker, from What About Bob movie. And, I'm doing the work. I'm not a slacker. Oh, that is so important that you continue to do the work. And then just build the patience into your mind that you're going to be able to do it. So encourage somebody today Encourage somebody who's going through it. You might have it all down. It's so hard for me to be patient, right? There's so much things that I want to do in the next 10 years of my life, the next 20 years of my life, the next 30 years of my life. Yeah, I plan on being in my 90s, but there's so many things I want to accomplish, and I want to accomplish them right now. But I know God has me right where he needs me to be. He has me right here every single morning at 6:30 for 40 minutes in order to practice the patience that I need to go and do the things that he wants me to do. So choose that one conversation today. Be present, be patient in the presence and listening. That's sometimes where presence starts. The 1 or 2 minutes that you have to be present because you decided to be present and they're talking nonsense, or they're just off in this tangent, and you're trying to reel them back so that you can have this conversation. And you start checking your watch and go, wait a minute, I got to go. Do you? Practice patience today. And so what is your promise to yourself? My suggestion today is resist the urge for forced results. Don't try to make it happen right now. Let it happen the way that it happens. And so that is the promise that I'm going to do today. There's things that I wanted to do today that I'm not going to do because there's no out. And I'm going to be patient in the moment. So whatever your promise is today, it doesn't matter to me. Just write it down. And then so you make it, then you write it down, then you say it out loud, then you do it before you go to bed today. You should have 66 promises in your journal book, your promise book. I would even create a promise book, put them in there as we build that muscle of keeping the promises that we make to ourselves so that we can have the patience and be able to play above the rim. Play above the rim. So as I end today, I'm going to share our a prayer that I'm going to pray with you every day. I'm saying we print this out as because that's the one that I have in there in becoming or in the result.live. But I love praying this for you today because I do not want you to settle. Even though you're being patient, I do not want you to settle. So we will not settle. We will not settle. So we're saying, Heavenly Father, today, we make up our minds today. We will experience your best for our lives. We will not settle for small living or small expectations. We will not settle for things getting worse in our lives. Things are getting better for us. Everything in our life is getting better and better and better. Right? We will not settle for the way that we grew up or the things that happened in our past. You have destined us for greatness. We will not settle for a mediocre life. We choose to receive your blessings today. We let go of small expectations. We choose to receive what you have already done for us. We expect goodness and mercy to follow us all the days of our lives. We choose to think big and to renew our minds to heaven's way of thinking. We will speak to our mountains and they will move. Our descendants will be blessed. We will possess the land. We will use big language because you are big language. We will ask big. We will seek big, and we will dream big. We will never stop envisioning a better life and dreaming about a better life. Our families being better, our health being better, our purpose being better, our emotions being better, our minds being better, and our finances being better. We refuse to settle for a life that is getting worse. We embrace a life that is getting brighter and brighter, better and better, stronger and stronger, from glory and glory until the full day, until you return. We give up small thinking. We expect good things to happen to us every single day of our lives. We agree with your way of looking at things, God. We decide to think bigger every day and to ask for what you said that we should ask for and could ask for. We accept the visions and dreams that the Holy Spirit has placed within us. We will not be limited by any ceiling, any roof, any wall, any barrier, or any limitation of our age, our race, our color, our education, our gender. We will just not be limited by it. Nothing will limit us because the limited God lives inside of us. You are able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or imagine, according to the power that works within us. We let go of a small God and small expectations, and we begin to dream bigger dreams, our wildest dreams, believing that you will do exceedingly beyond all of them. And we pray this in your name, and we thank you for allowing us to be able to ask you for these things in your precious name. All right, so today, as we go to our song and we spend the rest of the day in the song and be blessed by it, don't forget that you are God's greatest gift. Let him love on you today. Let him wrap his arms around you. You are also the answer to somebody else's prayer. So just be aware that today somebody may enter your life or a situation may enter you, and that's because they have been praying that you are the person that's going to help them resolve that, because God uses people and he's going to use you if you allow him to. Why? Because you were born for greatness, and greatness is part of your existence in your life. So enjoy the song, and we will look for talking to you tomorrow. Look forward to it. Whoops.
Yeah. Dr.B in the building. We're becoming the person now. Let's go.
Angeline, I'm so glad you're doing this with us. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for happy birthday. It's next on the 12th, next Thursday.
The God who made the universe still knows me.
Anybody else wants to put in comments? I can read them now.
Every step is kingdom, every breath is grace. I do not rush the process, I just run in my own lane. 2 ears, 1 mouth, so I listen first. Hurting people hurt people, so I speak the healing words. I am a coach, a friend, a brother, a God, helping people break the limits that were living inside. You have to be the one before you do the thing. Identity before assignment, that is how freedom sings. Every story is sacred, every life unique, and they do not care what you know until they know you are listening. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the podcast to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From mile-high flights to Chicago nights, from track lines chalk to the chaplain's light. 250 men with stories that ignite, now living boldly with purpose taking off in sight. Relationship first, that is the way I lead. Connection is the soil where the soul gets freed. I am a husband, father, and granddad too. 30 people at Thanksgiving, that's what love can do. I say you are God's greatest gift because it is true. Every room gets brighter when you walk through. I am living this mission until the final breath, helping others rise so their best becomes their next step. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the pastures to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From Denver to the nations, let the good news spread. Faith over fear, that is the voice in my head. If you knew the stories and the places I have been, you would know every setback was a setup to win. I show up with bass and I show up with fire. I show up with truth for the ones who inspire. Legacy in motion, generations rise. God's fingerprints are all over my life. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Walking in the promise He keeps over me. Every step is purpose, every breath is praise. And the world gets brighter when we live this way. We are becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where our freedom stays. Let's go! Dr.B. Becoming the person. Every day.
All right. So thank you for being part of this today and part of this journey. May the Lord bless and keep you. May his voice and everything just shine upon you, and may you walk in his favor. Y'all have an amazing day, and we will talk with you tomorrow. Thank you too, Sonia. Glad you're on.